Phil's in the kitchen with the pork's on the menu today, Phil.
Look at this. Look at this little beauty here. So it's a celebration of cabbage, obviously, plums, apples, belly pork, peas. And it's very, very simple. And we do have to have a nod towards energy costs. So I've actually cooked this in a pan on the stove on a very, very low heat. It's similar to the way that you cook basmati rice. Till it right down, lid on.
Yeah.
Leave it to simmer on the lowest possible gas. It'll be absolutely fine.
And this is one pot?
Yes. Now, you can also do it in the oven if you want to, and also you can do a slow cooker as well. It'll work exactly the same, but it's very simple. Now, belly pork is very forgiving meat, i.e. it's probably about 30% fat, so if you can overcook it slightly and it'll still be really tasty.
Yeah.
If you go to the other end of the animal, so the legs, they'll be very dry. So that's why if you're braising meat, you use the belly or the front end of the animal, which is the shoulder. Around about 15-20% fat.
Yeah.
So in a burger, it's around about 15-20% fat. That's why it tastes good. Oh. Right, so things are slightly different today. So now what you'd normally do is get some oil in a pan, get your pork and put it in there. This, I use caramel. Now, I have to stress here, you need to be very careful. Very, very careful. Now, this is caramel here, bubbling. Now, what you do is you put sugar into a pan, add water to it. Yeah. OK, and just gently simmer it until the water evaporates and the caramel starts to go darker brown. Now, the darker brown it goes, the less sweet it becomes. OK, so you want a fairly dark caramel, but it will will change to black very quickly.
You don't want it to be too sweet.
No.
Right.
But also, if it goes black, you'll set your alarm off in your house, smoke alarm. Gotcha. It's a nightmare, and you'll never get the pan clean. So be really careful.
That happened a few times with me, Phil.
It happened a minute ago. So, just to say, so be very careful. Now, just put this in context, that boiling sugar now is probably 60% hotter than boiling water.
Right, OK.
So it's very hot.
There's no oil or anything
Nothing,
like that?
just
brilliant.
caramel. Now, here's the thing. So I've got belly pork here that we've got chunked in pieces. You can see the fat content there. And what you do is you put the belly pork straight, no flour, into the caramel. Now, that will seal it straight away. Now, be careful because it might splutter slightly. So the whole point is it just seals it. You're not using oil, you're using sugar into there like that.
Is that just because it will taste sweeter? Is that the only reason?
Yeah. Well, there's another reason for it in a second we'll come on to. But no, it's fine. It's fine. What you need to do...
Not spoiler.
I've turned this up nice and full now. You can see that starting to almost seal it.
Yeah.
I mean, as I said, 6% hotter than boiling water. If I just turn that over, you'll see... Look at that. It's sealing straight away.
Wow.
Caramel is part there. Look at that.
It's because it's so hot, isn't it, I guess?
It is very, very hot indeed. Now, the reason why I'm using caramel is because I'm going to balance it with fruit. I'll just turn those over. You can see that even there, look at that couple of seconds. Yeah. Browning. Now, the fruit I'm using is Bryony apples, OK, which is a cooking apple.
Lovely.
Other ones like Harrogate Wonder, another great one. I don't use dessert apples because they're too sweet and they don't what they call marmalade, which means they break down when you cook them. So I've got chopped apples here. That's a Bryony apple there. And also, we've got plums at the moment, which are all here and they're in the season.
Oh, lovely.
And onions. Now, I don't brown the onions. They just go straight on top of the pork.
Is there a reason why you don't brown? You just want them
don't need to.
Soft?
Absolutely no need to.
Yeah.
When you cook that, right, in, say, an hour, would you taste the difference if that was a brown onion or not, if you were blind?
You wouldn't know, would you?
No chance. No. Not in caramel and big flavours.
Yeah.
Onions go in. Then I add light soy sauce. No salt, just soy sauce. Lemon juice, which counteracts the sweetness of the caramel. Oh. Worcester sauce,
I love Worcester sauce.
Which is another background umami flavour.
Umami.
2 stock cubes. These are just chicken stock cubes or pork, whatever you want to use. It's up to you, into there. And I add lemon juice, just enough, again, acid to counteract the sweetness of the sugar. In that goes, like that. And you want just enough water, whatever pan you're using, just enough water to cover the meat. OK, so that goes on top like that. You'll see just covering that now. You don't need to stir it. Bring it up to the boil. Season it. No salt, because we've got all that soy sauce and Worcester sauce, just pepper. Lid on until it's at the lowest you can go for around about between an hour and a half, depending. And pretty much most front ends of meat will actually cook in an hour and a half. OK, very, very low gas. OK, this is the one I've cooked earlier. Lid goes on. And this is exactly how it comes out.
Hello.
I haven't stirred it,
You haven't done anything, you just left it on?
Just left it. You must just,
that
honestly...
amazing.
But you've got to go really low on the heat now.
Really low, OK.
Can I just say, it's so sweet and lovely.
Oh, isn't it?
I love this.
Cool.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Well,
delicious.
Thank you. So what I've done at this point here also, I've added the plums and the apples. They go on top. You can add them whenever you like. I just break them down. It's up to you when you put them in, OK? I put them in the start on this dish here. I just want to lift this out here just to show you. You'll see there's a bit of plum there, look. There's a bit of plum. There's a bit of an apple, you see that there? And this is the one which I did earlier. So lift off and you'll just see, I'll just break that apart there, look. It just breaks apart with a spoon. spoon
It's
and a
just falling
fork.
apart.
It's dead simple. Then you can reduce that down a little bit or thicken it with a bit of corn flour, arrowroot or flour, and you get that sauce. Then you taste the sauce at the end and adjust it if you need it. I then serve it with wedges of roasted cabbage, which is
Is that
lovely.
literally just cut that up and put it in the oven?
Olive oil in the oven, OK? Be careful because it will dry out. And, of course, a little bit of mash on there, and it's it.
As per
Which was
Alison's
my
email
idea.
this week.
Now, a few peas here. These are frozen peas, defrosted, already cooked. Just put them in the last second. Don't even cook
That
them.
is delicious.
There you go.
Especially now the weather's starting to turn. as well, isn't it?
Exactly, autumn. We're in autumn now.
One pot. Low
Lovely.
gas.
Healthy as well.
Thank you, Phil Vickery.
Just mind the sugar.
OK, thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Phil.
Listen, for details of today's recipe with more delicious ideas from our chefs, just download This Morning app.
Yeah.